Hi everyone, it's your girl T and I'm back. And I know it's been such a long time since I've shot a video. I just want to throw something together really quick. As you can see, I'm like halfway through my glam process. I really only just have like my eyeliner done and like I guess my eye makeup look done. And a lot of people recently have been asking me about doing a video on how I like contour my face and how I like apply my foundation. So I thought today would be like a really good episode to kind of show you what I do and like my techniques. Stay tuned and I'm going to show you how I contour and highlight my face and also apply my foundation. Okay, so the first thing that I do before I apply any of my actual makeup onto my face, I do want to prep my face. I wash my face with just regular warm water. Sometimes I will do like a cleanser wash, but I technically only do that at nighttime just because I don't want it to dry my skin out when I'm applying my makeup on, if that makes sense. So during the day when I am prepping my face, I'm constantly putting on hydrating things so my face looks glowy and not too dried out because I do have combination skin. So after I wash my face with warm water, I usually do a quick little swipe of a makeup wipe, or recently I've been using these First Aid acne clearing pads, which work great. They calm down and soothe. I've noticed like red bumps on my face. Sorry guys, like this is like the worst time for me to do this video. Like I'm extremely like acne prone right now, so I have like a bunch of blemishes on my face. So that's my first step after washing my face. And then after that, I'll apply my Glow Recipe Watermelon Toner. I love this. It looks like water, but oh my God, it just smells so good. It smells like legit, just straight up watermelons. But once you pour it in your hands, it has like this almost like thicker consistency. And it's really easy to just pat on your face. So just make sure your face is dry and just pat it on. And I feel like it just like calms my face down. Like it's just what I need. And it just works really great. It's pore refining and it's also hydrating, so it'll minimize those pores, especially when you are breaking out and you have a ton of like open pores on your face, like waiting just for like dirt and all this stuff to get in it. So this honestly helps minimize those pores and it helps you from breaking out. So that's my second step. My third step is I use this Sephora, I think it's vitamin C serum. Oh my gosh, I never used serums before, and I bought this and I was like, let me get the cheapest option because you all know me, I'm cheap. I will buy dollar store makeup if somebody tells me it's great. So I bought this, oh my God, I want to say maybe it was like $12. I could be wrong, but I will link it in this video. This has been life-changing. This literally, like, I don't know if you guys can see, but like my face, I have no highlighter or like makeup on at all on my face. And it is so like shiny and like glowy. And I honestly feel like the serum just changed like the whole game of my face routine. And I definitely am like never going back. So invest in some face serum. And then thirdly, sorry, that was super weird. One of the lights on my whole mechanism just like blew out and then it just turned right back on. So sorry about that. So yeah, invest in some face serum. So the third thing I do before I apply any makeup on is you want to put a primer on your face. I don't care if you don't have enough time. Whatever your excuse is, you need to apply some sort of primer. I'm using right now, because I do have this acne on my face, is the Smashbox Redness Reduced Primer. I love this. It has this like green minty color and it looks super scary, but honestly, anything green, anything that you see like green like this, whether it's a moisturizer, a primer, or a concealer, this is great for reducing redness. I swear by this stuff. It really does work. But any old primer will do if you have one. So now I'm going to move on to actually applying this stuff in real time so you guys can see. Okay, so take 125. I got a new light. Hopefully it works. Fingers crossed. If it does, go throughout this video. We just gotta have to deal, and I will show you how to highlight and contour the best I can without the light. All right, so the first step I do, I can't really say first step. This is like the 6th step or whatever. But now is the time where I'm gonna start covering up my blemishes. And as you can see, they say like use the concealer wisely. Yeah, I'm gonna need to cover my whole face because like this stuff is not, my skin has not been messing around like at all. Like it's no joke right now, guys. It's so bad. This is like one of the worst it's ever been. I have like blemishes everywhere. So anyway, first thing you want to do is conceal your face. The concealer I use is Makeup Forever's Full Coverage Concealer. It works great. Like it says, it's full coverage. It's no joke. My other favorite concealer is Fenty Beauty. I switch on and off between the two, but for right now, I'm going to be using my full coverage one. So you just want to blend in as much as possible the concealer. I know some people have other techniques where they do the concealer after you do your foundation. I do a bit of that too, but oddly I do that for when I have like really prominent blackheads or like really dark spots, because I get acne scars up the wazoo, and I think that's something that comes with the territory of having a darker complexion. Just being mixed, I tend to get scars very easily. Things show up on my skin pretty like intense. So I think it just comes with the territory, guys, which is fine. It's fine. You all got your skin issues, no matter what kind of skin color you have. Everybody's got their own little issues. So I'm just going to go ahead and just blend this in with a beauty blender. So now that I've concealed my face, I'm going to be applying my foundation. And the way I apply my foundation kind of like cringes some people. I know like the really popular makeup artists are like, you're applying your foundation with a brush. Well, honey, I do apply my foundation with a brush. I just have to. I don't know. It's just like I feel like I get better coverage with a brush. I don't know. I just do. I just do it because I want to do it. But oddly enough for you guys, my usual foundation brush, which I keep in this little thingy widget over here. This one, and I use a Morphe brush. I don't know what number it is, M439. This is my usual foundation brush. As you can see, sort of. It's all like clumpy and like gross, and that's because like the oils from your skin get in there and it mixes with the foundation. And this is just a brush that needs to be like cleaned desperately. So I will not be using this today. If I even attempted to use it, it would just smear the foundation without it like fully setting into my face. So today you are going to see me apply my foundation with a beauty blender. But normally I am using a brush. But either way is fine. Whatever method you like to apply your foundation and it works for you, do it. Do it 100%. So I'm going to be using my beauty blender, which as you can see, it's been used quite a bit this week because I just have not gotten around to cleaning my brushes. So I like switch off my foundations like no one else's business, because I feel like if I stick with one foundation all the time, I feel like it just, my skin just goes, I don't like it anymore. And it just decides to like retaliate against it. So I switch it up. I surprised my skin every now and then with a new foundation. The one I'm going to be using today is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and I'm in the color 7.8. I usually bounce between a 7.8 and what's the other color I have? Y'all got to have a backup color foundation too. 7.8 and a 7.75. I know it's like a little touch of a difference. And I'm going with a 7.8 just because I feel like my skin's a little bit darker. And I don't know if you guys can see, I'm literally just putting droplets, I do like drops at a time, onto the Beauty Blender, and I'm just buffing it onto my face, getting in those corners of your nose, and just making it nice and even. I'll probably have to speed this part up for you guys because this is boring. But just apply it to all of your skin. Okay, so once your foundation is applied, just make sure you blend into your neck a little bit too. Don't forget that part. I always forget. Once my foundation is applied, I go ahead and I just carefully examine my skin and I just look for dark spots. It's kind of hard to tell, but I have a bad dark spot here from acne. I have one here, one here. This is like my Bermuda Triangle going on. And I also have one here. I don't know if you guys can see in the corner of my nose. So this is a little trick that I'm sure it's like no trade secret or whatever, but I kind of just discovered this trick by accident and it honestly works. What I do is I take a darker concealer and I'm using NARS Full Coverage Concealer, and it's in medium dark and the color is caramel. Now I use this very sparingly. Don't go too crazy with this, but grab a small face brush, kind of like this. You could honestly even use an eyeshadow brush that you don't really use, and just tap it into where the dark spots are. And it kind of like covers it up. Like, sorry, there's this hair here. It just like kind of blends it out a little bit and it takes away from the attention of the actual blemish. And it doesn't look like you have this weird random dark spot on your face. Like it just actually kind of blends in. Ignore my dark circles. Trust. We'll get to that a little bit later. But it just kind of blends in and it doesn't make it look so noticeable. So always get a concealer a shade darker than yourself, just in case you want to hide those dark blemishes on your face. Next, I'm going to be putting a finishing powder on my face. This is also something that I didn't incorporate into my beauty routine until this year. I don't know what I was missing without it. It's honestly like God's gift to the earth is finishing powder, especially for me. I have huge pores. Like, oh, we've already discussed this. I have huge pores. No matter what I do, they're just gigantic. So finishing powder just like honestly like makes them invisible. I don't know if it like fills them in or whatever, but oh my God, it's so good. You need to get finishing powder, guys. Like setting powder, finishing powder, whatever, you need to get it. It's like a game changer. So I've been favoring this NARS and I use it in their darker color. It's called Sunstone and it looks like this. And see, this is darker than my actual skin. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but it's darker than my actual skin, but it doesn't make me look yellow or whatever. Most dark finishing powders make me look yellow just because I think I'm mixed. I don't have yellow undertones. I have more of like a neutral and peachy undertones. So like the yellowing is like a real big issue that I have to look out for. But this doesn't make me look yellow. It honestly gives me like this bronzed look, and it actually matches my chest because I constantly put sunscreen on this face. So it matches the rest of my body. And it's kind of like a natural bronzer without getting like super bronze, like crazy with the bronzer. Like I don't even use bronzer. I use contour, but I don't use bronzer because this just like does the job for me. And I just love it. I think it just like smooths out your face like so much more. And it just kind of like hides those big ass pores. So yeah, that's what I do. And this is where the dark concealer really comes into play with me, because I am using this darker finishing powder. The concealer just kind of blends right in. The darker concealer just kind of blends right in with what I did. So my next step is to get rid of my dark circles. I have these like bags for days. I've always had really big bags under my eyes. Even when I was like 10, I was looking like the Crypt Keeper a little bit. I think it just like runs in my family or something, but I definitely got these bags for days. So what I do to hide them or to brighten them up is I use Fenty Beauty, and this is also their finishing powder. I got it in the lightest color. It's lavender, and it even says on there it's to brighten it, and it does the trick. I love this, and it's such a big packaging. Like, I just use this under my eyes. This is going to take me like years to get through. So yeah, what I do is I just take a really tiny beauty blender, dip it in, and this is like a term that people call baking, like to bake under your eyes. So yeah, let's just bake. So I just apply this under my eye. Now guys, if you're like totally not familiar with like this technique, this is gonna look hella scary. I get it. Like, oh my god, you're applying this white stuff to your eye, but trust me, it's gonna sit there for a little bit while I do my eyebrows, and it's not gonna look as crazy. I just really like smear this crap on because like I feel like this whole area of my face is just like really dark. So I actually bring it up to like the side of my face because I don't want this harsh line like basically saying like, oh, she's got highlight on her under eye. We don't want that. So I just bring it to the corner of my face, like corner of your eye to the corner of your face to go up. And you always want to pull upwards when you do your makeup in like any aspect, even with your eyeliner. Don't pull down when you do your winged eyeliner or any eyeliner for that fact at all. Always pull up. It just makes your face look more youthful and lifted. So now that I look like Casper the Ghost, I'm gonna go ahead and start my eyebrows. Now this is a technique I'm not going to include you guys in for because my eyebrows are whack, guys. No joke, I have like the wackest eyebrows. I don't know how to manage them at all. They're so horrible. I've tried to square them off. I've tried to follow the tutorial videos and I just can't do it. So if you guys know like a way, like eyebrow shading and like shaping for dummies, please send it my way because your girl is challenged when she does her eyebrows. So I'm gonna go do my eyebrows real quick. I'll be right back, guys. So I'll see you soon. All right, so now that my baking's done, it's been on about, I don't know, 6 minutes. I don't know, maybe 10 at this point. I don't know. But you keep it on for a little bit. It's a good thing to do when you do have other things like to reapply your mascara or to do your eyebrows. It's a good time just to leave this on and let it bake. So that's what I did. I'm going to take the same beauty blender that I applied the makeup on, and I'm just going to pat it gently like this just to blend it in a little bit. Now I do have like a light eyeliner on underneath my eye, so don't confuse that with the baking powder. That's not that. It's just the eyeshadow that I have on my eye. So I blend that in. So as you can see, it doesn't look super dramatic, but my dark circles are a lot tamer. They're not gone forever, but they are a lot tamer than what they used to be. So I'm still just gonna go ahead and just work this in here. That's how I brighten up my under eye. It'd be so much better if I actually had like a bright light, and I'm so sorry that my light just kind of like took a crap in the middle of this video, but you know, well, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. All right, so after I've done that with my under eye, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finally start contouring my face. This is my favorite part. I don't know about you guys, but contouring literally gives me life. I have these like chubby cheeks and like literally no chin. If I look to the side, I have like the smallest chin. So contouring for me just gives me so much definition, I feel like, in my face. What I have recently been using is my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I contour and highlight my face with just powder. I have tried cream. I'm not opposed to it. It's just not my absolute favorite. So I have a slanted brush. You'll want to have a slanted brush. Any size is fine. I work between a slightly larger brush just because I like to define the area of my face just a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead in to my contour kit. I use this color right here. So this is what I've been fluctuating between. So I just apply it onto my brush and I turn my head to the side and I kind of make almost like you could do like a fishy face or like even a smile a little bit. And what I like to do is I don't use my mirror that's like small and like close to my face. I have a mirror right behind this. It's like my vanity mirror. I look into that and I feel like it gives me a little bit more like perception on where the line should be. I'm just gonna go ahead in, I'm gonna make a smiley face and I'm just going to start in the middle and I'm just gonna work my way up. Remember, you always wanna work your way up when you are doing anything makeup with your face. Always work up so you get a youthful look. So I'm just gonna start right underneath my cheek, right where your cheekbone should be, but you can't even tell because I just have these chubby ass cheeks. But I'm just gonna apply and I'm just gonna work my way up. And I have the fatter part of the brush facing down, the skinnier part facing up towards the corner of my face. So do your little smile or whatever you need to do. Suck your cheeks in a little bit if that's what you like to do. And yeah, you got one side already contoured. So it might look a little dramatic right now, guys, but once you apply your blush and your highlight, it's honestly not gonna look that dramatic. Do your little smile or your little suck in and just work your way up. And use that farther mirror so you can see what it looks like from far away. If you do too close up, I feel like you kind of over intensify your contour. Now what I like to do with my contour is I like to bring it a little bit onto my cheek here just to give it a little shadow. So on the balls of your cheek or the apples of your cheeks. I don't know why I call them balls, guys. Oh my God, you don't have balls on your face. It's apples. So on the apples of your cheeks, and just check yourself. Look side to side. Be like, do I look sickening? Yes, I do. And just honestly admire the cheekbones that you've always wanted in your life. And another thing is always make sure it's even. I like sometimes apply it like way too low on my face. I don't know what I'm doing half the time when I do that, but I'm not looking and I'm like, oh my God, why is this so low on my face? If that ever happens, which I could definitely fix this up a little bit to match this side better. See how like the line is higher, the shadow is higher on this side than this side? All you have to do is take that finishing powder brush that you used earlier. You probably still have some left over on there, and just cover it up a little bit. You don't have any left on there, just go ahead and apply a little bit more. And then blend it up. And that way it doesn't look so prominent. So the next step, which is like my second favorite part, is highlighting. I've become like a highlighter junkie. I'm gonna focus on my nose. So it's very important to highlight and contour your nose. I recently have just started doing this, And I honestly have started doing this because I am a RuPaul's Drag Race junkie, and the ladies on that show literally like give me so many good makeup ideas. It's insane. So I learned this trick from Jada Essence Hall. Yes, the new season winner, and she's a boss ass bitch. So I take my finger and I'm using the brightest highlight in this Too Faced palette here. What is it called? Too Faced Hyper Reflective Highlighting Palette. I take the lightest color, put it on your finger, and you literally tap on your nose, the highlight, where you want like the look of your nose to end. So it just highlights that instead of like making your nose look longer. It makes it look shorter. And then you just take a little bit more on your finger and just go down the bridge. Just connect it a little bit. Don't make this part like too cray, but just connect it a little bit. The next part is to contour your nose. I take a beauty blender, and you can do this with powder or cream. I've done it with both. Like I said, I prefer powder. And I'm gonna take my MAC bronzer. I've had this so long. It's actually a blush. It's in the color Blunt. But I've had this so long that the name is like so worn out. So what I'm gonna do is I just applied a little bit of powder onto the top of my beauty blender, as you can see. And I'm just gonna go on the very edge of the bridge of my nose, just on the side here. And I'm just gonna work my way down ever so gently. See, now this part here, like I have a lot there, but don't worry. Don't worry, girl, you're gonna blend it out. Don't you worry. So, got this here. And like, as you can see, this looks like super crazy. Like your nose is growing like a mustache. But you're gonna take the bottom of the beauty blender and you're just gonna blend it out. And then you got that highlight on it, so it's like pulling all the attention to where you want your nose to end. So yes, contour, highlight your nose too, not just your cheeks. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip flop again. I'm sorry guys, try and like keep up with my craziness. I'm gonna apply my blush. Now I'm gonna be using this Too Faced Fruit Cocktail Blush Duo, and I'm just using the blush side of this, guys. It has two sides, a highlighting and a blush side. I'm just using the blush. I'm gonna be very diligent at getting my blush just on my brush, because we're gonna use a separate highlighter, because I have a highlighter that I swear by when I highlight my cheeks. It's all I use now, and I highly recommend it. So get this Too Faced blush on your brush. Once again, I always refer to the mirror that is farthest from me, because you're gonna be able to tell when it's too much at that point, when it's too intense. So I start at the ball of my cheek. I do like 3 little love taps, and then I work my way up. Remember guys, always work yourself up. My little like motto to myself is like, girl, you gotta hype yourself up. You gotta bring that shit up, girl. So hype yourself up, apply this blush, do your little kissy face if you need to. This will help you like decide if you need more or not. And then refer to the mirror that's closest to you. Double check yourself, make sure you're not too blushed out. There you go. Now you got your blush on. Do the same thing, start at the apple of your cheek on this side. Do your like 3 or 4 little love taps. Get it nice and pink, or whatever color your blush is gonna be. And then hype yourself up. Go up like this and just snatch that face up, girl. And like I said, always refer to the mirror that's farthest from you first. and then go to the closest. And you're good. Next, as true fashion, we're hopping back into contouring. So take that same contour brush that you used on your cheeks, dip it into that powder contour again. You're gonna wanna, what I do, you don't have to do this, but what I do, because I have a smaller chin area and I kind of tend to have like a little turkey neck here and there, I also contour the bottom of my face just so it looks like more defined. So I go across my jawline and I just highlight, or I'm sorry, contour underneath. Don't go so crazy that it makes you look like you have a chin strap. Girl, don't do that. Don't put all this hard work on for nothing. So blend this crap down a little bit so it's not so crazy. But yeah, I think it's really important to contour that face. So it literally just makes your chin or your jawline just like look way more defined, in my opinion. So I just do that. And then next, what I do, you don't have to do this either. This is like a little trick I learned from Doja Cat, who I like totally idolize. She actually puts a little bit of contour underneath her lip here just to make it look more defined and to make her lips look bigger. So just apply it like in this little divot in between your lip and your chin. Just do that a little bit. Don't go crazy. Don't give yourself a goatee either, girl. We ain't trying for that. So the last thing I'm going to contour is my forehead. Now, my sisters who wear wigs know how important it is to make sure your lace, if you wear lace front wigs, make sure that stuff is blending into your skin. You want to make it look like it's coming out of your head. So I have this like little, what do you call it? Headband. There you go. I have this little headband on my head, so I'm not getting any makeup onto the actual hair. So this just kind of acts like as a guideline for me of where my forehead like meets my hairline. So I just like contour where like my forehead is, especially like in the corners. I just think it just makes your face like give it more depth. So yeah, I do that too. And that's like the final stage of contouring. So if that totally overwhelmed you, you're done. So don't worry, there's no more contouring. My favorite face highlighter is my Benefit Cookie highlighter. I'm gonna open this up. You're gonna hear the archangels sing. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This isn't even in like the maximum like light capacity. This is like totally gorgeous. I'm gonna put this on my finger so you guys can see what we're working with here. Like this stuff is no joke. We're gonna go in and we're gonna highlight our face. And I'm gonna take a fan brush, just a smaller sized one. You can, if you're feeling confident, girl, and you love highlight, go ahead and use one of these big ones, but I'm gonna use a little one because I don't need that much highlight. Like, the less the better. Don't get too crazy with the highlighter because that'll ruin it too. So take your fan brush, literally dip it in, get it all nice and lathered up. Again, assume the profile position. And as you can see, because I had that serum on my face earlier, my face just has like this natural luster. You're gonna apply it basically where that natural luster is. So start in the middle and then work your way up onto that cheekbone. And as you can see, it's just, you literally need like one swipe and you're done with this stuff. Like it's just so awesome. Like I just love it so much. So one swipe up and you're done with this highlighter. So go on to the other side. Once again, assume the profile position, start in the middle, and then work your way up. Hold your hair back if you need to. Check yourself in the farther mirror that you're not going too crazy with it. And there you go. Like, I feel so bad you guys can't even like see this side because my light blew out, but you can sort of see it's nice and highlighted now. And yeah, that's how I like highlight my face, basically. So the next thing I do, this is like the final step, and then you're basically done your face. Get a little bit of that highlighter that you put on your cheeks. Get it on your finger. Sorry, I put it on my middle finger. I'm not flipping you guys off. And just apply it underneath your brow bone, or on your brow bone, I should say. And then this is a trick that the makeup artist, oh my God, I think her name's Priscilla. Ooh, I could totally be messing that up. I'm so sorry. I like forget everybody's name. But she is Rihanna's makeup artist, and she says to connect your brow bone highlight to your cheek highlight. And I honestly totally live by that. Like, I feel like it just looks much more symmetrical than just like boom, highlight, boom, highlight. Just connect that up a little bit so it just looks more natural, you know. I do the same thing with the other side. Apply it right on that brow bone. And then just connect it. Just apply that. If you're really feeling like super frisky with the highlight, go ahead and highlight your upper lip, the Cupid's bow. Go ahead and do that too if you would like. I typically normally don't do that. I don't know why, but I don't. And last but not least, the most important part is setting your face. Now I swear by MAC Fix Plus Primer. Well, it's actually like Prep and Prime, I should say. I swear by this. Your makeup will last all day if you spray this on your face. So just give it a couple little sprays. Try not to breathe it in. Your face will look wet for a little bit. You can just let it air dry. You're gonna look a little sweaty, or you can just take a fan and just fan it dry. So if you're feeling extra bougie and you got a lot of time on your hand, go ahead and fan yourself off. You deserve that. Basically how I do my face, how I contour and highlight my face. I'm gonna list all the products below that I used today in the information below, so you guys can just easily click on and find the products that I use. You guys can use really anything. You don't have to buy like the most expensive products there is. Like it's pretty simple. Like as long as you have good payoff with your products, like the color payoff, who cares? I don't care if you get your makeup at CVS, Sephora, who cares? It's all the same. It's all the same, really. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. I hope this was helpful. All right, bye.